Listen, yes, I know we've been hearing about an Apple event for months, but what if there isn't any? As yes, it seems like Apple might opt for a different kind of launch in October, and that doesn't necessarily mean good news. We have rumors about the Pixel 7 specifications, and everything looks to be pretty boring, sort of. And we have a new image showcasing what to expect when you buy a Pixel Watch. I'm Jaime Rivera, and I wish I could tell you Happy Monday, but let's be real, you don't like them either. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with Vivo and the X Fold Plus that became official earlier today, and boy is it sexy. The new foldable is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, which promises a 30% reduction in power use and a 10% increase in performance. You can pair the chipset with up to 12 gigs of RAM and up to half a terabyte of storage. Besides the chipset, the battery also got an upgrade. The Plus model comes with a 4730 mAh battery, which combined with the power efficiency from the chipset should have better performance. The battery supports 80-watt charging speeds and reaches a full charge in 35 minutes, while wireless charging remains at a crazy 50 watts. It's still no chump. It also features an 8-inch ultra-thin glass LTPO display with 120Hz refresh rate and a 6.53-inch cover display with an ultrasonic fingerprint reader. For the camera department, there's actually no difference from the previous model. It sticks to a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 12-megapixel telephoto for portraits, and an 8-megapixel periscopic camera. Finally, the phone starts at $1,400 and is already available for pre-order in China starting today and will go on sale on the 29th, though sadly we have no word on when it'll come to our shores or if it will. Now let's talk about Google and start with their Pixel Watch that will supposedly be arriving along with the Pixel 7 series. Last week, the company gave us a better look of the device with a video teasing its design. Sundar Pichai also gave us a sneak peek of the watch by wearing it during Vox Media's 2022 Code Conference, but now we also have a look at the packaging. Over the weekend, someone at a Target distribution center uncovered the Pixel Watch in its retail box, and according to Droid Life, the person who found the box decided to take a picture of it and sent it to a friend who then posted it on Reddit. That's all good excuses. I'm asking for a friend. Now, the only notable detail that can be gleaned from the image is that it says with Fitbit branding. There were many rumors about how the Pixel Watch is deeply integrated with Fitbit, so this basically confirms it, and it makes sense since Google has owned Fitbit for a bit now. There's no official information about when the company plans to start pre-orders, but seeing that the units are starting to arrive at distribution centers, we can pretty much expect that Google plans to show us a device along with the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro. Now, as for what to expect price-wise, a recent leak revealed that the Wi-Fi edition starts at $350, going right directly at the Apple Watch, though I'm hoping that the bezels are not as bad as we've seen on the teaser video. Moving on, let's stick to Google since we have new rumors on the full specs of the upcoming Pixel 7. Last week, we talked about how the Tensor G2 will bring some important updates to the GPU, NPU, the modem, and other hardware, basically everything but the CPU, which will only receive minor improvements. As for the rest of the phone, Yogesh Brar posted a list of other specifications, and it doesn't look exciting. According to the report, it will have a 6.3-inch OLED display at Full HD Plus resolution and 90Hz refresh rate, and yes, we're talking about the base model. And notice that it's a 1/10 of an inch smaller than the Pixel 6. The camera will arrive with a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, using the same GN1 and IMX381 sensors of its predecessor. On the front side, though, we do get a change with an 11-megapixel selfie shooter, which is an upgrade from the 8-megapixel sensor that we currently have. The Pixel 7 is expected to have a battery of 4700 mAh in capacity, which is not far from the 4614 that we had on the Pixel 6. And also, the phone is expected to bring 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs or 256 gigs of storage, which are pretty much the same from last year. The new Pixel lineup will be announced on October 6 and will reportedly be available for pre-orders on the same day, so let's see how good that G2 Tensor is, because it better be good. And finally, fourth, the hottest or most concerning news today, let's talk about Apple and some sad new developments. For the past months, we've been talking about two Apple events. One, which already happened this month for iPhone, and then the other, which is expected next month for Mac and iPad. And, well, according to a new report from Mark Gurman, Cupertino may decide to launch its remaining products for 2022 through press releases on its website rather than a digital event. Apparently, the company believes that there are not enough products to hold a dedicated event next month. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but personally, I consider the new iPad Pros, the new MacBook Pros, and the new Mac Mini to sound good enough for a dedicated event, and hey, even a possible Mac Pro. But then again, it could just be that the changes these devices are receiving is not substantial. Aside from the first generation AirPods Pro and the Max, Apple usually does this when we're just getting spec bumps. Not sure if this means that the M2 Pro and Max and whatever changes are coming to iPads fall under this mentality, but we'll see. And just to wrap it up, Gurman also mentioned that by the end of the year, Cupertino will introduce the M2 and M2 Pro powered Mac Mini, a 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro with M2 Pro and M2 Max chips, and possibly an 11 and 12.9-inch iPad Pro with M2 chips, and that even if Apple introduces new Mac Pros next month, deliveries will most likely start until next year. But anyways, for today's question, let us know. If all Apple launches are spec bumps, would you buy anything or wait for next year? Because in my case, I do so because the trade-in value of products is only good the first year. The next year it gets terrible. It tanks to almost nothing. So it's really pointless to hold on to devices that you use for work, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me state the obvious. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.